So let's talk about day 5 of our motivational series. Welcome back. I hope you are feeling a little bit more content with whatever that you're trying to achieve or not achieving at the moment. Because today I want to talk about failure. Now, whether it's with our relationship, how to have a better relationship with the equines course, whether it's the equine community, we quite often talk a lot about the growth mindset and how we need to actually look at our mistakes, look at our failures, and look at them with the mindset of growth. How can we learn from them? Now, that's really easy to say, and I think we often do it with big things. You know, we overreach the animal, we go out on a windy day when we really knew that we shouldn't, something bad happens, we made a mistake. Okay, what do we learn from that? For this motivational series, I want you to think about how we learn from the days that we don't do what we thought we were going to do, when we don't achieve stuff. Now, it's pretty hard because the minute we use the term failure, we kind of think, oh, I failed, I haven't done that thing I was going to do, I haven't done what we talked about yesterday, which is, being realistic, and and it can break us down because we are beginning to knock ourselves for not having done stuff. We're beginning to have that negative self-talk. I'll never get it done, I can't just change. We become very fixed in our mindset towards how difficult things are. So we need to look at failure and how we view it. When we fail to do what we wanted to do, can we learn from that? Was I just being unrealistic? Do I actually need to make my expectations much smaller, as we talked about in yesterday's video? Is it that I wasn't clearly defined in what I wanted to do? Is it that how could I do it differently? Did I make some excuses that let me off the hook? And actually, if I could just change the way I use that language in my head, I could do something. So, it's too cold. It's too cold. Just get the chores done, and it's too cold to do any training. Could become, it's too cold to do a big session outside. However, I could do a small session of something else inside. If we talk about, I tend to say, oh, I don't have time. Could I change that thinking if I look at my failure to go, if I said, I don't have time to do the big stuff or a big session, but can I create the time to do 15 minutes of something? Can I, remembering to be realistic, and that's 5 minutes of getting ready, 5 minutes of session, 5 minutes of finishing up. But can I say, I don't have the time every day, but I do have the time twice a week? Can I say, I don't have the time if I get up at 7, but if I got up at 7 o'clock, I might be able to find that 15 minutes I want twice a week. I don't know what it is for you, but this really is about looking at our failures. When we don't do something that we plan to do, when we aren't motivated to achieving the small things, however tiny they are, can we look at that as an opportunity to grow and learn? To look back at our mindful excuses, to look back at our expectations, to change how we approach the next day. Because if we just have a fixed mindset and say, it's just winter and it's too cold, and by the time I've done all the chores, I just can't do anything else, that's absolutely fine. But then how can we use that situation? How can we use our inability to find that motivation? How can we look at it and change that failure into a growth opportunity so we can explore and change? I'm not suggesting that you're going to go, right, tomorrow I'm going to go out and do everything. That's crazy motivational speak. It's about just exploring how we learn from when we don't do what we thought we were going to do on this very small scale, and see what you can change for the next day. That's all your task for today. It is really to look at the days that you don't or haven't been able to do what you set out, or when you consistently don't do this motivation, getting out and doing a small thing. What can you learn from what's blocking you? How can you turn it into a growth mindset and change what you do? I'd be excited to hear what you discover, so do leave some feedback and some comments, because it provides me with a bit of motivation to keep going on these videos and help you. So good luck, enjoy, and just turn that failure into feedback today.